Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. I hope you're all doing well. I know, I'm late. I had to record earlier, but I didn't. For what reason? Because this morning I had a tournament with football, and then when I came home we decided to take away the Christmas tree. If you are respecting tradition, 6th of January is the last day of the Christmas tree, and you know it. From the moment you take it off, you need to clean all the house. It's a mess, blah, 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 blah. No, it's not true. It's not true. I watched the game, or at least the last minutes of Inter Verona, and after the game I was pissed off. But I want to come back on the game Inter Verona towards the end of the video. First of all, we start speaking about press conference of Max Allegri before the game Juve Salernitana, or Salernitana Juve, because this time we are playing in their home. And then I also want to speak about Federico Chiesa, because he's not in the squad list. He didn't travel, so tomorrow he will not play. We start immediately after you putting a maximum of like on today's video. Don't forget to continue to support the channel, subscribing, sharing the channel. You're doing a fantastic job, and we can do more. We can always do better. We start with the words of Max Allegri. What did he say? Well, he said tomorrow Nicolussi should start. So we have immediately who will be the regista instead of Locatelli, that will not travel with the team because of the suspension. So Nicolussi, big test tomorrow against his ex-team, because we know it, Hans Nicolussi Caviglia played with Salernitana in Serie A already last season. So it will be, a welcome back to Nicolussi. But of course it will be also a big test for him. You know, subbing a Locatelli is not easy. That Locatelli that we saw during the Coppa Italia game is absolutely not easy. A big test for him, but he rested. He didn't play in Coppa Italia because now he has a huge, big responsibility. I think, personally, if we are able to find Hans and we are able to involve him a lot in the game, he will do a fantastic game. If we are avoiding him, could be difficult. So that's one about Nicolussi. Then Cambiaso is out. Hey, Cambiaso is out. Another problem. This time not because of an injury, but fever. He had a fever level at 38.5, so we also were waiting for the squad list because it was not 100%. But we were already feeling that he would not be there. Cambiaso also out. He's not there. Keane, there were some words about Keane. Looks like he would take even longer than expected, because he said he didn't even train with the team yet at the moment, so it could take longer. Luckily, Yildiz is there. Especially because after the press conference, well, we heard about Chiesa, but that's another topic. Anyway, who will play tomorrow? Max Allegri said rotation in defense, no. Bremer is back. Danilo and Rabiot are players that are used to play every 3 days. So these players, more they are playing, better it is. So we know already more or less the entire lineup. Szczesny will be back in the goal. Gatti, Bremer, Danilo will be in the center of the defense with Rugani again on the bench. Nicolussi will be the regista with McKennie that is back after not playing in the Coppa Italia. Rabiot continue to play, and now it's easy for the wings. We had a doubt, will Weah play? Will Cambiaso play? Without Cambiaso, it's Weah on the right side, Kostic on the left side, and on top, without Federico Chiesa, we can already say that Yildiz will play together with Dusan Vlahovic, with Milik on the bench. So 11 on 11 are already done. What are the doubts there? Maybe tomorrow Max Allegri can put Milik instead of Yildiz, or Milik instead of Dusan Vlahovic. Another one, but I'm not sure, could be starting Yildiz Jr. on the left instead of Kostic. That's it, huh? Maybe a crazy idea, Miretti instead of Nicolussi with Rabiot as a regista. Could be, but I really highly doubt it. Anyway, what else did he say during that press conference? What about the role of Yildiz? He said he can't play as a mezzala, or at least not today. Who knows in the future? That's great. And because Yildiz, I don't know if you noticed, but is the only player that Max Allegri doesn't want to play as a mezzala or even not as a left back. So special player, special chance, special honor for Yildiz that the coaches really see him as an offensive striker. Beautiful, nice one. But he said that physically and mentally we are growing, which is super important. Of course, we don't have to be distracted by what we did on Thursday, that 6-1 win. We have to put it aside. But I was reassured by the press conference of Max Allegri, especially because I was looking at the timing, and when we did the press conference before the Coppa Italia game, he did like 11 minutes. Do you remember? We said it. I was curious to see now he did 11 minutes 50. So we are more or less in the same timing, Coppa Italia and Serie A. So that was respected, but he was really serious. He didn't take it as a joke, no jokes, no banter, whatever. Super serious. He wants to go and win tomorrow against Salernitana. He knows that it will be difficult. It will be a total different Salernitana with their men on the field and also that sense of revenge because they want to make sure that 6-1 also for them is immediately forgotten. But Juventus has to do their game. And he said it in the end of the conference, we must go there with the right mentality. So the start of Juve Salernitana that we did the first 10 minutes, it's avoided. Banned. We can't start as we did. So, guys, this is super important about the press conference. Much more he didn't say. Mentality, physically, we are growing, the players that are out, and the predicted lineup. But then I wanted to speak about Federico Chiesa. That starts to be, in a way, for certain people, a problem or something that we are asking ourselves, is it worrying or not? What about Chiesa? Look, I tell you, I've watched different players that came back from ACL, for a torn ACL. You have different roles on the pitch. A defender, when he's back, is not doing the same movements as a player like Federico Chiesa. I've watched Alessandro Del Piero, and I have to say that when he was back from his big, huge injury, Alessandro Del Piero needed 2 years to be back. And I will tell you, he never became the same player as he was in the past. I'm not saying better, I'm not saying worse, but he was a different player. He adapted and he evolved in a new, I was about to say he evolved in a new Pokemon, but no. He evolved in a new player, a new way of playing, on interpreting football. That's what Del Piero did. I believe that Federico Chiesa not traveling tomorrow for a knock that he received, the knee started to blow a bit, is also, and especially here, mentally. I believe that physically, Federico Chiesa is back. Now, that knock in training session can happen, unfortunately, but mentally is not 100% back. How can I say it? Because if you're looking at this season, that first part of the season, you look that he missed 3 games already on tomorrow, 19. He missed the games of Juve Torino, Derby. He missed Frosinone Juve, and he will miss Salernitana Juve. That's not it, because he's also a player that when he's back after missing a game, he's also starting from the bench. He started on the bench against Milan, super important game. He started on the bench against Verona, and then he started on the bench also against Roma. So you see, that's important. But then you have to add on that he missed 2 international breaks with the Nazionale of Italy. And the first one, luckily, he played without interruption, but it was in the beginning of the season, between the 3rd and the 4th match day. It was right before Lazio. He played that game of Lazio, but the 2 games before, he was resting because of that international break. So you see, it's like period. Before the 3rd and 4th, then not 100% between the 8th and 10th, and now not 100% between the 17th and the 19th. So you see, you have these blocks where he's not there anymore. Is it a huge problem? Well, tomorrow we should win against Salernitana, Chiesa or not Chiesa. I think that he would have started tomorrow, but he's not there. What is worrying for me is, of course, that now we have an upcoming talent, Yildiz. If tomorrow is doing well, and I hope he's doing well, I'm scared that people start to lose faith in Federico Chiesa, start to compare. And that's something I would not love to see, because today in press conference I heard a lot of questions about Yildiz. Will he start? Will he not start? Who is he? Is he a champion or not? Is he looking like Roberto Baggio, Alessandro Del Piero? All things that are totally correct, because we are feeling passion is football. Football is emotion. So it makes totally sense to do it. But more Federico is losing games, more we are relying on Kenan Yildiz. So for me, according to me, Federico Chiesa needs to pay attention to one thing. Understanding that he is physically back, but he also needs to forget about that trauma that he had because of his injury. And that's super important. Faster is putting away the trauma. Faster he says, I am back. Maybe I have to change a way of playing to not be scared anymore. Faster we'll see the top Federico Chiesa. Am I worried today? No, I am not worried, because I tell you, I watch big players, not only Del Piero, but big players, that when they came back, they needed time to be 100% back. And I'm sure that with time, everything is healing. So maybe the second part of the season, he will unlock himself mentally and be the Chiesa that we are all waiting for. If not, well, it will be next season. But anyway, I'm not that worried for that. And I want to finish with the last one, with the huge opportunity that we had. at the, let's say, 91st minute, no, maybe at the 95th minute of Inter Verona, because disaster, huh? They were drawing against Verona, with us having the opportunity tomorrow, if we won the game, to be equal at how much? At 46 points. 46 points each, which would have been equal at the fourth position. Then a lot happened. In the end, a total crazy game. It happened that they won. They won 2-1. A goal that is coming after a huge big fall from Bastoni. A big fall that is with a consequence giving the goal to Fratesi at the 93rd minute. Totally crazy that fall has not been seen by the referee that was there. He was not blocked by any player. Crazy that VAR said, we don't see it, let's go. Especially that if we think back at that game of Juve Verona, and I was in the stadium, where they disallowed a non-intentional hand on the face of Moiskin. Was it a foul? Probably yes, because if you're touching the face, probably it's foul, but they had to come back. They checked, I believe, for 53 minutes, the VAR, to be sure that it was yes or no a foul, and they disallowed it. Like here, 1 minute, it was enough, it was over. They allowed the goal. They receive a penalty, Verona missed it, and then we see the behavior of Di Marco, that was again a total disaster. Another player that is going and celebrate in the face of the one that missed the penalty. Something that I told you I don't like it at all. Remember, was done by Gagliardini, ex-Inter player, against Rabiot when they did 1-1 with Monza. Do you remember? So it's not the first time. Again, players Inter, ex-Inter, not really fun. Another thing could be the penalty. The penalty where we know it and we see it. Sommer is out of his line for a few centimeters before the penalty taken by Thomas Henry. Is a penalty that you have to retake. I don't know if you have to retake or not, but if we are going towards an era where the centimeters are checked and are disallowed, like the offside because of the back heel of Moiskin, ragazzi, what are we speaking about? You know, I don't want to complain about referee, not referee, is it correct, not correct, but I can't show you images because I will not edit the video, but I'm sure that if you are going on social media and you're looking from the first day of Serie A until match day 19, a lot of controversial episodes have been in favor of Inter. Am I crying? No, because we need to win on the field, which Juventus is doing this season. We lost one time against Sassuolo. We drew Genoa, Bologna, Atalanta. We are doing our job. With injuries, no injuries, we are not complaining. We are doing what we have to do. When there are controversial episodes, you know it, Max Allegri going in front of the microphone, he is not crying, he is not taking it as an excuse, and I'm not doing the same. But of course, if you are starting to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then you start thinking, what is happening? Then you start thinking that it's extremely difficult for Juve not only to play against the opponent, but also against the luck of Inter. Let's call it the luck, like the luck that they have to be the first team in Serie A to win the winter champion title after 19 games with only 24 yellow cards received, with the second one that is Cagliari at 31, where Juventus, without playing the last game that has to be played tomorrow, already 45 yellow cards. It's a big difference. But anyway, I don't know. I don't want to be controversial. Probably tomorrow during the post game we will take our time. The thing is, let's win tomorrow against Salernitana. That can be a really difficult game. Let's win. At least we did our job, and then we can really take our time to speak about it. If you want to comment whatever you want to, let me know in the comment section. Again, I will not edit the video. I hope you appreciated the efforts. Grazie, forza, Juve. Ciao ragazzi.